It is Joe on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. Hope you're having a good one. What's good, what's good, what's good? So right now, what's good is the market looks like it's going to open up about 278 points above in the positive. And everybody's sitting there like, what? How'd that happen? The market's basically saying we're shrugging off PPI. That's basically what the market is saying. And I'm sitting back and I'm thinking about it and I'm just kind of going, yeah, you know, that kind of checks out. Don't mind me. I'm just doing work while I do the show, just gathering my notes together, all that good stuff. So market's going to shrug that off. Market is, money's flowing into the stock market and the dip is still continuing for crypto. Not a hard dip, just a nice little dip. So for me, sprinkle, and it's the best time for my DCA strategy, right? So every now and then I adjust what I'm looking at and figure out, okay, this is what I have to do. And that's it. It's not difficult. It's just one of those things where, okay, got to pay attention to it. Cool beans. So when I look at the market, I'm kind of like, man. Also, I'm thinking maybe I should get it on U.S. healthcare. Why is that? U.S. healthcare just got an investment from Berkshire Hathaway. Now, I knew this 2 days ago, right? And it's because U.S. healthcare has taken it on the nose since, everything that happened in May. That change made it so that, oh, well, I think we should probably be thinking about this. And I was kind of like, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Why shouldn't we actually be thinking about this? Right? I mean, at some point, we've got to say to ourselves, not such a bad idea. Right? We go invest in everything that we want to invest in. Hold on, U.S. Treasuries. Yeah, that's not what I was looking for. Trying to do research while I'm doing the show at the same time, and it's not all that easy. But no biggie. We'll just, find something else. But I have been paying attention to that in a major fashion. And the reason why I'm paying attention to it is because it's not a small deal to actually understand what the big boys are doing with big boatloads of money. Big boatloads of money. Now, is healthcare going to come back? Possibly. Is U.S. healthcare specifically going to come back? My answer is, yeah, most likely. Why do I think so? The reason why? There's a lot that U.S. healthcare does. They actually have a lot going on in terms of what they do, how they make their money. It's not just Medicare, Medicaid. They've got their fingers in a whole bunch of stuff. So if you do your own research on U.S. healthcare, you'll kind of come up with, oh, so that's what they do. And you'll understand why Berkshire Hathaway has now invested, I think it was like $300 million in it, give or take. Don't know the exact number, but it's a deep dive. It's a very deep dive, and that's crazy interesting to me. Something else that happened that's in the news is Kazakhstan, just looking at my notes, Kazakhstan launched Central Asia's first regulated crypto asset, the Fonte Bitcoin ETF OEIC, traded on the Astana International Exchange, secured by US-based BitGo Trust, okay, supporting mainstream Web3 finance and regional crypto adoption alongside neighboring countries' regulatory advancements. That is a big deal. Kazakhstan is about this big. But like I keep telling everybody, what happens in other countries is going to affect us here. It's going to affect us here. So if it's going to affect us here, that right there is a big move by BitGo. That is a really big move by BitGo. So that's something else I'm paying attention to. Anything that's going to launch that's brand new, any kind of regulatory impacts we're going to have, I stop and I go, yeah, we should probably pay attention to that because it's going to take up a lot of headspace for a lot of people. Remember, countries around the world have not figured out how to regulate crypto. Why haven't they figured out how to regulate crypto? Here's what'll like drive you nuts. Good morning, Botanic. One of the reasons why I think I forgot to actually post that. Wow, that's amazing. One of the reasons why I look at it is because they have to figure out how crypto is actually going to affect fiat. That's not an easy answer. Not at all. That's not an easy answer. So when I look at, well, how does crypto coming up affect fiat, which is being devalued, debased, just everything bad? And I'm kind of like, yeah, that's going to be interesting. Nobody has a real answer, right? If nobody has a real answer, then you kind of sit there and you kind of go, yeah, we should probably pay attention to that. We should probably be thinking, what do we have to do to get a better understanding of what that all means? How does crypto coming up affect tax collection? How does it affect taxes? So one of the things that Hutanik brought up was maybe we should just tax at the register. Just tax at the register, no place else, just tax at the register. Taxes get collected, moving on. So it's the denominator, but I want you to think about it. So people are so used to denominating everything to the dollar or to their local fiat that it's hard to switch to something else, which is why it's so easy to switch to a stable coin. Problem with the stable coin that nobody's paying attention to, it seems, is the same thing that we're talking about here. It's tied to the fiat. Fiat's crashing. Fiat crashes. Well, the stable coin is what? Dirt, garbage, nothing. So should you be denominating against stable coins, or should you be denominating against, I don't know, sats or Bitcoin or Ethereum? Like, what is going to be that ultimate formula? Because remember, people have to rewire their brains to do this. Not a lot of people are going to be smart enough to say, I don't have to really actually worry about denomination. I have to worry about my profit margin. And that's just, all of that is just math. So based on which coin I'm going to use, I know how much it is that I'm going to make. Because the price gets set. Even if you say, I'm going to set the price against fiat or against however I need to pay for whatever good there is, and then I'll give you choices on how you can pay. All those numbers will check out. You've just got to figure out, how do I, what's the value of this? If I can't value this by fiat, how do I value this? Right? Is it going to be shells? Seashells? Like, what is it? So yeah, there's a lot of thought that's going to have to go into that. And there are so many countries out there that have decided, well, we're not going to do that math yet. We're not going to take the pragmatic approach and actually start thinking about how that works or how it should work. And I'm kind of like, maybe possibly that could be top of the list. Like, maybe do that. Right? But, it is what it is. The FBI warned of $2.5 billion in crypto scam losses in early 2025, urging victims to avoid fake recovery services. Meaning, if you've got, crypto and you've lost it, don't use any one of those fake recovery services because they are fake. Oh, we'll get you back your crypto. We'll get it back for you. Yeah, nah. No, that's not the way it works. Don't believe it. Don't believe the hype. $2.5 billion in 2025. It's August. It's the middle of August. $2.5 billion already lost. Here's a revelation that I'm sure none of you actually knew. I mean, I knew. You guys knew because I've reported it. Citigroup is actually moving forward in a very big way toward a stable coin and crypto, handling custodian services. That could actually be big. Depending on how they do it, that could be a very big deal. But to make an announcement that you're planning, I want you to stop and think about this. A couple of weeks ago, teensy weensy little PNC bank. Yes, it's in the top 25 banks in the country. Teensy weensy little PNC bank comes out and they say, we've got it going on. We're cutting a deal with Coinbase. We're going to have our own wallet. We're going to be offering all of these crypto, and they're going to be our back end for it. Done deal. And what? So PNC is well on their way. They made a huge splash. Then, about a week later, JP Morgan comes out and says, oh, well, we've got our own deal with Coinbase. It's going to be for something different, but we've got a deal with Coinbase, and we're getting deeper into crypto. In a heartbeat, JP Morgan is full chested into crypto. So Jamie Dimon should have nothing to say ever again about crypto. He should shut his mouth. I haven't done the work yet because I've been really, really, really busy, but I would like to have the last day that he was talking crap about crypto and the timeline from there to JP Morgan announcing that deal with Coinbase. Now, mind you, that's not the only thing they've done in crypto. They've got all kinds of deals going on with Connexus. Remember Onyx Group? That's now Connexus. And they've got JPMD. What's JPMD? Oh, yeah, that's their stable coin. That wasn't built yesterday. They've had their stable coin. They might have been the first bank to have a stable coin. Oh, really? Okay, cool. So they have all this stuff going on while Jamie Dimon says, rah, rah, blah, blah, no, 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 no. I will fire you if you blah, 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 cryptocurrencies. And then out of nowhere, that whole idea explodes as if it was a facade, right? And then you see this beautiful, sparkly bank that's working in crypto industry. Amazeballs. Amazeballs. We could denominate things. Yeah, I'm not doing acronyms. People aren't going to understand that, so I'm not going to bother with it. Spell it out. You have to spell things out. Nobody's going to know all the acronyms in the world. You got to spell things out. So, but the point is that yes, you can denominate in different things. Still, I don't care what you switch to, you still must rewire your brain to reassess value. Doesn't matter what the denomination is. Doesn't matter what the denomination is. It could be oyster shells. I could care less. Pearls. Who cares? What matters is, how do I rewire my brain to understand the relative value against that denomination? And then set my pricing accordingly. And no matter what anybody says, the way that you're going to denominate is going to be how you pay. Basically everything's going to turn into math. It's going to turn into a math assignment. Everybody's going to walk around with phones that act as calculators, and no matter what they do, however they have to pay, it'll calculate properly. It's just the way it's going to be. Now, would they be, I can see things like you walk into a store and because you're paying with this coin, they charge you a little bit more. Because you pay with that coin, they charge you a little bit less. Yeah, I can see that. I can see how things could work out. Energy is the future. You guys are cracking me up. It's not the future. It's here and now. We all know this. It's here and now. Look at your electric bill. Everybody knows. Holy freaking moly. We're getting hosed. Hard. Hard. That's how it's happening. That's how it's happening right now. So yeah, we should be paying a lot more attention to energy costs. Just one of those things that I've been thinking about. Jarrett Dunn, former Pump.Fund developer, admitted to stealing $2 million in Solana, facing a potential 7-year sentence after causing a $12.8 million loss for the company. While Pump.Fund recovered and grew to dominate, it was still a hit. So Buddy's going to go to jail. But you start to realize some of these companies that are out there, like, that has nothing to do with Solana except that it runs on Solana. The meme coins that they do, Pump.Fund, runs on Solana. Cool, got it. Nothing to do with Solana, though. But some of these companies that are capable of moving the market, right, based on the business that they're in, don't really have any guardrails to operate by. Can I trust you? Can I not trust you? Like, what's going on with that? No. They don't have to do jack. They do what they want to do when they feel like doing it. How's that feel? Doesn't feel good, does it? Not at all. Not at all. So yeah, we've got to start paying attention to who we hire and hiring practices. And like for me, I've actually worked that into my tokenomics. I might even say tokenomics. I've worked it into every aspect of me doing business, whether it be tokens, stocks, bonds, options, buying a business, selling a business, partnering with another company, all of it. I want to know who's involved, what their past is. Yeah, I want a dossier on everybody and everything. I want to understand the pitfalls of a business maneuver, all of it. That way I can make a more conscious decision. Sounds nuts. But when you deal with mergers and acquisitions, that's literally what you do. You build dossiers. You build deep dive, thorough dossiers. What else is going on in the world that makes sense? A stronger than expected wholesale inflation report. Yeah, we know what happened. Market shrugged it off. If you look at the numbers right now, go to the market, look at Dow futures, S&P futures. The only one that's really taking it on the chin is NASDAQ, and it's only down 25. The 10-year is unchanged. Just saying, the market is shrugging it off. The market is shrugging it off because everybody's like, well, consumers aren't paying for those tariffs. Somebody had to start paying for those tariffs, and it was the companies. The company's not going to keep paying for those tariffs. And that's when you're going to see a change. And something I think that Rick Ritchie and I might have missed last night is that when those tariffs kick in, there's going to be a period of time where prices are going to go up, and you might not see that direct hit by tariffs. That transfer hasn't happened yet. Prices go up, then people start buying, so it could skip a quarter, honestly. In terms of reporting, it could skip a quarter. But I think tariffs are going to have a negative effect. I don't see how they can't. But that's just me. Just saying. And I am purchasing everything accordingly. What else do we have going on? The SEC extended its review of Solana ETF proposals until October 16th. That's cute. Chainlink surged 45% this week alone. 45%. 45%. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. That doesn't sound, that's not fact. That's opinion. I don't know about that. You'd have to go do research on that. You definitely have to go do your own research on that. No idea. No idea. And I don't think that's the way it's going to work. They're not prepaying the tax. Countries are being, and no, I'm not mad at what you said. I'm trying to hold it in. What they're doing is they're being extorted to keep things down, because the tariffs are still coming. They're just trying to soften the blow, but the blow is there, and the way to soften the blow is to cut a check either to the country or one of his companies. I'm telling you now, we need to be paying attention to the kind of deals that are happening. Rare, Link has such surges. Oh, mad rare that Link has such surges. The difference is, I think Link is gonna continue because they've put in the groundwork with a lot of these deals, and all of those things are starting to fire up. They're all starting to fire up. That's going to be tremendous. Link might wind up being my number one holding. Like, don't let go kind of holding. Put that over there and get loans against that kind of holding. Sounds insane, but is Bitcoin really, right now, is Bitcoin really what makes Web3 work? It's kind of an anchor, but it's not used the way Link is used. It's not relied upon the way Link is relied upon. It's relied upon because it's first. In a lot of ways, Ethereum means more to Web3 than Bitcoin does. Bitcoin's just the king. And then you have to ask yourself, I wonder how long it'll keep that title. It sounds cray, but for real. Link needs to run more blockchains, because if Ethereum goes down, well, if Ethereum goes down, you have BNB. Like, you've got other ways. You've got Cardano and Link. That's the overlap between the two, is that they are becoming far more interoperable, which is lost on a lot of people. If you like how Link operates, you should be also paying attention to Cardano, because it's that interoperability that's going to make them ridiculously valuable. The ability to move coin across other blockchains without a bridge is a huge deal. What is it? Without a bridge and without a wrap. Just saying. I'm not going to have enough time to get through all the news. So what we should do is get to the numbers. So let's go do that. Alrighty, and get my stupid notes out of the way. I mean, this is the morning news. Like, all of this is the morning news, and I haven't gotten to all of it. Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts. But you can read the articles on growmybag.tv. You can. It's okay. What else do we have? So we've got the stock market. You see, Dow futures looking like it's going to open up 286 points. S&P futures looking like it's going to open up 6.25 points. NASDAQ futures looking like it's going to open up 28.5 points. Oil is down 0.34, and U.S. 10-year is unchanged. Earnings report, don't care. Don't care right now. We got all the news that we needed to get. Not worried about earnings. Not worried about earnings right now. Today's Friday. We get retail sales, which should be in line with CPI for the most part. Empire State Manufacturing Survey, Import Price Index, the IPI. Yeah, it's a number, but not everybody's paying attention to that. Capacity utilization is going to be a big deal, because tariffs are going to affect how much people can spend, and forecasting comes in, hence capacity utilization. Business inventories, again, affected by all that. Consumer sentiment, again, affected by all that. I'm looking for anything. Those three numbers are going to give me a way to start looking toward the future. That's what's going on right now. It's giving me a way to start looking toward the future, and I need numbers like that. I sent Bitcoin, my Cardano Lace wallet. What do you mean you sent Bitcoin, Mike? There's got to be a typo in there. Can't wait till they turn on DeFi. Yeah, okay, so that's just a commercial. It's a real wrap. It's the same in and out. I wouldn't call it a wrap. I call it more of a tunnel than a wrap, if you think about it. Fear and greed index is down to 60 in the crypto space. Not shocking. That's a huge drop from 75. So when blood is in the streets, including your own, what do? Just saying. That's how I look at it. Do your own research, know your own entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. We're at a point in time right now where investing is going to mean the difference between your survival, period. I don't know how else to say it. If you are not investing, your survival is in major jeopardy. Saving is not the way. Again, saving is giving your money to somebody else so they can make money off your money. Investing is you making money off your money. Understand the difference. Do your own research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. Stick to the plan. Ooh, I didn't log in. Oh, that sucks. People hate me. I forget which account that I used. Maybe this one? It's this one. There you go. Because I really want to see this. And there you go. So we broke through the support line right here. And we seem to be trying to come back. But we were all the way up here, and now we're right about here. I don't know about you, but that tells me that I should probably do it. I should probably get in a little bit more. Sprinkle, 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 sprinkle. I don't think this is a dry powder moment, by the way. I know there are a lot of people out there that when I ask the question, I do not think, for me, again, going against my risk framework, I do not think this is a dry powder moment. This is good for DCA. Maybe add a little bit to that DCA, but really, to me, this is just DCA. To me, this is not a dry powder moment because I think we'll have bigger dry powder moments down the road. So I'm holding on right now, not using that dry powder, adding to it, not doing anything else. And think about this. This is really funny. Right here, right where we hit that dip, that's almost going right along with the 200-day moving average from back here. That's nuts. That's nuts. So yeah, I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting. Because when we hit massive upside, those dips will be bigger. That's when I'll be getting in. I don't know that I'll be selling. I have to make that determination based on a lot of different criteria, like when I'm going to dump everything. But those big ups are going to, I think, lead to bigger dips. Bigger pullbacks on just people taking profit because they need the money. But then people will lose their minds and be like, what am I doing? I can't believe I did. And more money will come in because everything is on sale. So I'll be following that strategy for a while. Looking at the big board, yeah, everything's on sale. Everything is on sale. Link is on sale. Look at that. It's in the red and it's still at $22. What? Yeah, nuts, right? Doge is in the red, still at 23 cents. I'm telling you, there are things that I'm looking at. LTC, Pepe, SHIB, those are little bit of long shots for me. Nah, I'm not into Sol. You guys know that. But a lot of you are. There's Sol. Look at Cardano. It's in the red and it's still at 94 cents. It's because it was at like 98, 99 cents. Pay attention. Pay attention. BNB, ETH, XRP, BCH, BTC, Hype, HBAR, TON, SUI. Don't sleep on SUI. Don't sleep on SUI. Don't do that. It'll hurt your feelings to sleep on SUI. Just telling you. Looking at the numbers right here, yeah, these are major pullbacks, and I'm happy about it. I'm all for it. But notice we had pullbacks and still above 4,600. Still above 117. Just saying. Looking at all these, BNB above 840. That's insane. That's insane. I'm just looking at the year to dates. I'm looking at how things are moving over the past 24 hours versus the days behind it. Wow. This is some good stuff. This is some good stuff. To me, it's some good stuff. Solana is more like, well, when did you buy this year? Maybe you'll make some money. Maybe you were slick enough to buy last year and maybe you made some money. Can I make money based off of the $194 to see if it goes up to, it's $294, $100 away? Maybe. Maybe. But I don't know. I do not know. Right? And I just want to take a look at the winners and losers, right? So losers, no, I want to do it by, yeah. I am paying attention to Arweave. It's down 8.432. It's got a GMB X factor of 11.12. Do I think it's going to make the 11.12? No, it's not. But can it make me money? And I think the answer to that is yes. Dog with Hat down 8.33. GMB X factor 4.24. I think it's a strong possibility. Same thing with Floki. Floki's down 8.24, 2.26 GMB X factor. It's amazing that Floki has a better opportunity to hit its all-time high than Dog with Hat. That's actually funny. But what I'm noticing is you could play the volatility with these two. You can play it very well. Optimism, another one that you could play the volatility. Do I think it's going to do well with a GMB X factor of 5.43? Nice number, 543. Get it, 2-1. But do I think it's actually going to do well against that GMB X factor? No. But do I think it's going to do well when you're playing the volatility? Yes, that's what I'm looking for. When I'm looking for volatility plays, I'm looking for opportunities like that. Let's see, who else am I paying attention to? I just mentioned, Gala last night. It's got it's down by 7.41%. And look at this. It's got a GMB X factor 47.78. It's never going to hit that. They screwed up. They screwed that project. They had such an opportunity and they dropped the bag. An unassisted bag drop. Like, it was unprovoked. They stood there and literally just dropped the bag like that. Idiots. I won't touch that. I won't touch that anymore just because they're such freaking idiots. Yeah, I'm saying it out loud. Idiots. It dropped the bag big time. Axie Infinity. It's not going to make a GMB X factor of 68.29. That's not going to happen. However, I think I can make money off of that too. I think I can make money off the volatility. Other than that, do your own research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. It's what we need to do. Don't sleep on things. Don't be afraid to put the work in. You're going to have to. The choice is not yours. You're going to have to. Want to survive? Put the work in. Put the work in. Everybody, this is Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. Hope you like what I'm doing. If you do me a favor, smash the likes. Tell your friends about this community. It's the only community that cares about how you're doing with your bag and trying to teach you and share with you what you could be doing, how to do your own research, know your own entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. Everybody, thank you so much. I'll see you tonight on Friday Flips. It should probably be interesting tonight. I'm just going to make it an open mic night, most likely. Unless something crazy happens throughout the day, Friday Flips is going to turn into just an open mic night. I'll take almost any question. All right, everybody have a good one. Bye-bye.